everyone. Welcome to Astro Reads with AMZN, and I am AMZN. Today we're doing our June monthly readings for Gemini. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to start off first with our general overview, then we're going to move into love, and then we're going to move into career and finance, and at the end we will get into some advice with my oracle deck. So I think I want to start with the Mermaid Tarot deck as the main deck for this video. What you call it? Yeah. A lot has been going on energetically, especially after this Cancer new moon just passed about a week ago now. I know that we're still feeling some of the effects from that though, planting new seeds, doing pruning, all of that stuff. So let's see what's in store for Gemini in the month of July. Just a nice general overview of energy. Gemini. I know Cancer season is rough sometimes, with the emotions that may come to surface. And I believe that Venus and Mars are in Leo right now. So also making sure not to allow our emotions to dictate how we act, but also being stern and firm in what we want for ourselves and how we get that for ourselves. Having fun with it too. So let's see what's going on for Gemini. Ooh. Okay. Is there anything hidden that needs to be made seen? Does that even make sense? Is there anything hidden that Gemini needs to be aware of? Okay. Let's see. Start with these two cards first. Ooh. Okay, well, first I want to say that there are probably some major shifts happening for Gemini placements right now. Like I said, with Cancer season and this Cancer new moon that just passed last week, there is a lot that's coming to the surface and a lot that that needs to be dealt with now before you can move on to the next thing, right? And so the first card that came out was the Hermit, right? So here you are in all your glory. This is a Virgo card, but mercurial energy. Gemini, you are ruled by Mercury also. So you definitely have those moments where you are feeling like, okay, it's time for me to go within. It's time for me to kind of like take some space from everyone and everything and figure out what's going on the inside. With the forward motion of Cancer season, because Cancer is a cardinal water sign, right? We have to move forward in our emotional expression, our emotional vulnerability, what it is that we are really looking to accomplish, on an emotional level. And not just that, but within our families, within our homes, the ways that we nurture ourselves as well, and the ways that we nurture each other. So, all of this energy, like I said, is bringing up some feelings that maybe you weren't ready to deal with still. It could be things that you were avoiding. It could be something that that really is playing kind of like this major role in your actions. And sometimes in those actions, it leaves people confused. It leaves people not understanding what's going on. And it leaves you confused also, because you're not allowing yourself the time to like sit with what it is that's going on for real. So with the Hermit here, and it's the number 9. 9 is a number of independence, right? You have to take this time to be by yourself. And if it's not, it doesn't have to be a super long bout of time by yourself. It's whatever feels right for you, of course, but that time by yourself has to be there. Gemini, you're very sociable. You love to interact with people and be around people, exchanging ideas, being super creative, being involved in your community in that way. But sometimes that can be really overwhelming, and I feel like that's why the Hermit is here, because like I said, it's bringing up certain things, or you're finding yourself in certain situations and you're like, okay, I have to sit with this, or okay, like I don't know what's going on here, so let me take a step back and really evaluate what's happening. Let me evaluate how I feel about this. Let me evaluate what's going on around me before taking any action or moving forward with whatever it is that you're looking to do, right? And the thing that you that's hidden that you need to be aware of is the Hierophant in reverse. So, breaking certain traditions for yourself, breaking certain structures and status quos that you hold yourself to is also a part of this. And I think that, like I said, with understanding emotional vulnerability, just having better emotional intelligence, figuring out how to nurture yourself now as you're moving forward into whatever new thing that you're looking to do, whatever steps that you're looking to take as far as just your growth in general. You have to do different things, right? And sometimes that's uncomfortable. And that's why you have to take the time to sit with yourself and understand, why is that making me uncomfortable? Or what your intentions are for moving into this new thing. What layers need to be removed? What things do you need to continue doing to help you push forward in your growth and your endeavors and whatever else that you are working towards? Yeah, because at the bottom of the deck we have the Six of Cups in reverse, and so you probably are feeling slightly nostalgic. Like I said, Cancer season also brings up things that we thought we were over, or things that remind us of something that we've been through before, and sometimes that's triggering. And I feel like with the Six of Cups in reverse here, something's triggering you. Some things are coming back up, and it's making you dwell, and that's uncomfortable for you too, because these emotions, the situation, whatever it is uncomfortable. And it was uncomfortable when you went through it, and it's uncomfortable now. So with that, it's up to you to embrace that discomfort and recognize, like, okay, this I feel this way because it's time for me to grow. It's time to make some changes with certain things, and I have to let go of certain things as well. But like I said, you have to sit with yourself first and understand to understand what even all that is, right? Because then we have the Justice in reverse at the bottom right after that. And you could have Libra placements. You could be dealing with the Libra. It doesn't feel like, or because of whatever is coming back up, you're recognizing, like, wow, I didn't do right by myself, or they didn't do right by me, or I didn't do right by them, and that's what's uncomfortable. Recognizing that you didn't have the proper support, or people didn't show up for you in the ways that you needed to, or needed them to, or vice versa. Where you were lacking and you kind of didn't realize it, or you did realize it and it didn't matter to you at the time because it was whatever, and now you're realizing, like, oh, that was actually something I should have taken a little bit more seriously, or given a little bit more thought, or whatever the case may be. Okay, Gemini? So take your time with yourself this month is the message. Take your time, let your feelings come through, feel your feelings, be real about them. Okay? All right. Ooh. So let's get into love now. Love and romance. First, I'm going to do single and dating, Gemini. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I totally didn't even say that for the first. This is, of course, always for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So what's going on in the love life of single and dating Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? I'm so glad the sun is out. I hope you guys get some sun today. You know, get that serotonin flowing, do some grounding, all of that. So, what's going on for single and dating Geminis, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Ooh. Wow, that's interesting. Again. Okay. What do single and dating Geminis need to be aware of in regards to their love life? Very interesting here. Okay, so again, probably you're feeling some major shifts in your idea of love and what that means. You are understanding what your requirements are in regards to love, and setting new standards for yourself, right? That's why we have the Hierophant here now upright. So, you know, setting these new boundaries for yourself, setting new standards for yourself and for the partner that you want in your life, is a really great energy to embody, especially in regards to love, because that allows you to really recognize and understand what's going on in regards to your relationship with love. That's, you know, self-love, platonic love, romantic love, and familial love, you know. So recognizing that, okay, there's standards that you have for yourself, there's requirements that you have for yourself. It makes it easier for you to discern more things, and it also makes you a little bit less likely to be hypercritical, right? Because we have judgment in reverse here. But the other thing too is with these standards that you are setting for yourself, you don't want to have this extremely long, super specific laundry list of, okay, this person needs to have this, right? Because nobody's perfect, one, and two, that narrows down your options even more so, you know, depending upon whatever it is that you are looking to get out of your relationships, right? So while you might not be so harsh on yourself, you might be a little bit more critical of others. You might be a little bit more nitpicky about who is going to be with you and what, and all of that, which again is fine. But like I said, if you become too specific about something and you hold on to that, then you're not going to ever really find or attract the partner that you want for yourself. And part of that is also embodying the type of partner that you want to attract as well. So to keep that in mind when you find yourself being overly critical of other people, or even when you find yourself regressing back into old habits, right? Because that's what I feel like this judgment in reverse is too, low-key, regressing back into old habits. Remember that in what you want for yourself, it requires you to stand firm in something, right? I feel like that's kind of everyone else's issue with Gemini, is that it's hard to know where you actually stand on something because you are willing to change based on information, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. But it's you have to be able to stand on something so that you can build a foundation and continue growing upward, right? And at the bottom of the deck here, we have the Ten of Cups in reverse. So yeah, you're realizing you know, what maybe fulfilled you before as far as what you're looking for in love is not the same, and it's changing. Like I said, new standards, new boundaries, new ideas of what love looks like for you. So don't be too shaken by the fact that, you know, these things are changing for you. That just means that you're growing and you're transforming. So embrace the change. Okay? And now let's look at committed Gemini. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in monogamous or polyamorous relationships. What's going on in love for committed Gemini? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in monogamous or polyamorous relationships. And what do they need to be aware of in regards to love and their relationships? Okay, nice. Okay. So like I was saying about Mars and Venus both being in Leo right now, you know, we'll feel very bold in expressing ourselves, taking action for what it is that we want for ourselves and things of that nature. However, it can get tricky when you do so without compassion, or when you do so without consideration. And we have the Five of Swords here, so I feel like, you know, there might be some conflicts emerging. There might be, you know, small clashes and bumping heads here and there, because you know, you want to be able to, of course, be free in your relationship and be able to speak your piece and say honestly how you feel about what's going on, the dynamic, and all of those things. But like I said, if you don't do that with compassion, then it becomes harder for your partner or partners to receive that message. And it also becomes harder for there to be space to communicate honestly, because if you or your partners feel like if they say something or if you say something, then it's going to start like an argument, then nothing gets said, right? And when you hold things in, that just lets it, you know, fester until something brings it out, right? So, you know, what you all need to be aware of in your relationships is this Knight of Wands energy, right? So, yes, you feel how you feel, you have your requirements, you are speaking up and speaking your truth, but you also want to remember, like I said, not to act out of spite. You don't want to be too forceful about getting certain things done or making certain things happen within your relationship. You know, you don't want to be forceful about it. Even as far as like the intimacy, you know, there might be lots of passion as far as like the sex goes, but you want to make sure that, like I said, there's still that compassion there and that you're not forcing anything to happen in regards to what's going on in the dynamic of the relationship. Or if you feel like, you know, your partner isn't really opening up to you in the ways that you would like to, you know, don't force it so much, and allow things to kind of unfold. And also don't ghost, or don't like avoid and deflect either, because that's not conducive to anything productive. But with the overall energy at the bottom of the deck being the King of Pentacles, you know, I feel like this, you'll still be, you and your partner or partners, you have a good understanding of what it is that you are creating together. And you know that the foundation, you both want it to be strong, and it's been strong so far. But also keeping in mind that, you know, it is a partnership, right? So you still, again, have to make sure that you're considering each other and being honest with each other about what's happening, what you're creating, how things are moving forward, and how you want to continue building further. Alrighty. You know, that wasn't a bad love reading. I feel like it's just more clarity coming in, more understanding for both single and committed Geminis. Just tapping into that vulnerability in a new way and understanding what you and your partner or partners require. And there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. So now I am moving on to career and finance, and I'll be using the Spellcaster's Tarot deck for this one. So let's see what's going on. I have my pyrite here as well, so we can get these abundant vibes, the money vibes, you know, the courage and will to make these money moves. So what's going on in career and finance for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Okay. How can Gemini create a better relationship with their career and finances? Ooh. Okay. So, all right. So we have the Seven of Swords here first. And, you know, the Seven of Swords is an interesting card because sometimes it can be that, you know, something isn't what it seems, or someone's being very, very strategic about something and cunning, right? I feel like this might be you in regards to whatever endeavors that you are currently involved in or are looking to get into. You have to figure out some way how to finesse, right? And that's what I feel with this Seven of Swords. Now, the thing with finessing is you don't want it to be from a place of insecurity or fear. You also don't want it to be from a place of spite or malice, right? So, in being strategic, remember that you want to keep integrity as a part of that too. So, like I said, even though that the Seven of Swords is kind of that card of like low-key trickery, which is very Gemini, right? Gemini is also the trickster. Hermes is also the trickster. Even though he was the messenger god, he did fuck with people's heads sometimes. So make sure that you aren't falling into this trickster energy when it comes to finessing, you know, swindling people out of money or swindling out of opportunities. That's definitely not the type of finessing that you want to do. The type of finessing that you do want to do is finding loopholes that work for you, figuring out where you can get resources or more access to resources that you maybe wouldn't normally have access to, you know, and also saying as much as you need to without lying or omitting anything, you know, being honest about what you can and can't do, but also providing solution or what's the word I'm looking for? Suggestion. If you do get approached about something, or if you do want to reach out to somebody about something, you know, maintaining that honesty about like why you're doing this thing and what you think that person or entity or organization can do for you will help you get to where you need to go. And what you need to be aware of to better your finances, or to better your relationship with your career and your finances, is if you've been partying a little bit more lately, if you're around people that are encouraging you to indulge and everything like that. There's nothing wrong with indulging in yourself, of course, but you don't want to overindulge, right? And with Jupiter and Neptune in Pisces retrograding, overindulgence is definitely in the air. So be aware of the ways that you're spending, and who is around you, and what you all are kind of like energetically and monetarily investing in. If you're doing that together, if you're doing that separately, if you feel like you're influencing them or they're influencing your money decisions, make sure you take note of that and be aware of it. And if you find yourself overindulging, be honest with yourself about it, and take the steps you need to not do that. Because at the bottom of the deck we have the King of Swords. And with the King of Swords here, you have your ideas. You're very steadfast in making sure that you get the ball rolling on them, and sharing them, these ideas and mentalities, with other people around you. But with the King of Swords here also, you still want to make sure that it makes sense for you and for whomever you may need help from, and that it still isn't just self-serving, right? You don't want to be a King of Swords in reverse. You want to make sure that it's also something that is allowing you to give back into your community as well, and however that looks for you, and whatever mediums that may be for you. Okay? Because then we have the King of Pentacles right after that. So again, when you have your ideas and you know what you want to do, then you can, or when you have your ideas and you have you have them written down somewhere, and you're doing your research about them, whatever, then you can really start building towards these things, and you can really find the resources that you need, get access to those resources that you need, and then be able to do the same for someone else. Be a provider and a receiver. Okay, Gemini? All right. And lastly, we are going to get some advice from the Oracle deck here. So let's see. Any last messages or advice for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Any last messages or advice? Okay. This is great, and very much embodying this Cancerian energy that we're in right now. So the first card that came out was Inner Wisdom. The totem here is Mother Gaia. The crystal is goethite. I think I said that wrong. And the number here is 17, which breaks down to an 8. Inner wisdom, like I said, especially at the beginning when the Hermit popped up, you have to take that time to sit with yourself, to be still. I know that's hard, Gemini, but being still really can bring you a lot of the answers that you're looking for, and the answers that already are within you. But you have to be still enough to hear yourself, to feel yourself, and know what's really going on the inside, right? Like I said, do some grounding, Mother Gaia, connect with the earth in some ways, When you're able to connect with the earth, you're able to slow down. You're able to see life. You're able to feel yourself connecting, right? And then right after that, we have ancestor healing with the number 1. The totem is the tree, and the crystal is amber. Very, very, very powerful. Okay, if you have been dealing with any familial issues, or even with starting your own family, and you are that person that's breaking generational curses, setting new standards for yourself and what's to follow the generations after you, that doing that healing within, understanding these things about your family, understanding these things about how family shaped you and how you would like to shape your family in the future is also super important. And once you begin to really sit with yourself and be honest with yourself and figure those things out, then, like I said, that wisdom will come to you, and your feelings, your emotions won't be so scary or uncomfortable. And even if they are, you won't find yourself wanting to run away, avoid, deflect, laugh it off, dismiss it, right? You will be more comfortable to sit with it and to feel it and to experience and go through it. And then recognize that, okay, this is something that I don't want to carry on into my next generations or in my family. I want it to stop here. Or, I want this for myself, so that when I do create my family, or with the generations that are growing in my family now, I want to show them that, you don't have to do things this way. You can do things your own way, and this, that, and the third, right? So, Gemini, like I said, take a seat, sit with your feelings, write things down, journal, go outside, ground yourself, be in nature, and breathe and feel yourself. Okay? I hope that resonates. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I will leave my information in the description box if you'd like to tip. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And if you're looking to get a personal reading, I am open for July. I'm still taking them. I am also doing retrograde readings. So yeah, hit me up sometimes. But other than that, I hope you all have a lovely day, and I'll catch you next month.